So a couple of people have asked me to make some videos about the things that I cook or bake. Today I'm making bread pudding. Traditionally bread pudding's made with raisins and you can put a rum sauce over top to serve it. Today I'm making a chocolate banana bread pudding. So let's see what we need. Alright, so now that we know what we need, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is put our eggs in our bowl and whisk those up. Alright, now we have our custard base, and at this point this is when you want to add any sort of flavorings that you want. So if you have any alcohol that you want to add in, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, whatever flavors you like, this is the step that you want to use to put those in. What we're going to put in today is some vanilla and some cinnamon, and then one of the magic ingredients that makes it chocolate banana bread pudding, the banana. So we put our banana in, and we're going to give that a good whisk. Alright, so now is the step where we add in our bread cubes to our custard mixture. Now you can do the bread cubes a variety of different ways. Today we have an Italian loaf that we just sort of sliced up and made into our cubes. But you can use whatever really bread you have on hand. For a sweeter bread pudding, you could use a brioche loaf. You can even just use a regular white bread that you purchase at the store. The idea though is that you want it to be nice and dry. So if you have a fresh loaf, you want to put it on a pan, slice it up into cubes, and stick it in the oven for 10 minutes at about 350 degrees, or until you see that all of the cubes are nice and dry, right? You want all of this to soak up all that good mixture. So just make sure you get whatever bread you use nice and dry and cubed. All right, let's put it in. This is where it can get a little messy. So we've got all of our bread cubes mixed into our custard, and we are going to let this sit for about half an hour to ensure that those bread cubes soak up all that delicious custard. So let it sit for half an hour, then we're going to pour it into our baking dish. Alright, so our cubes have been soaking in the custard mixture for the last half hour, and now we're going to pour them into our prepared baking dish. This is a 9x13 baking dish, and it's been buttered already. Alright, we've got our bread cubes in our prepared dish, and now we're going to add some more magic ingredients. We've got our chocolate, and just sprinkle it across the top. If you're feeling really ambitious, you could mix it into the custard, but this way it gives it a nice glossy, pretty finish, and it tastes really good too. Alright, now we're going to add our pecans to the top as well. You can mix these into the custard too. It's really up to you. I like a couple of different textures when I eat stuff, so I'm going to put my pecans on the top. Alright, and now we're going to take 2 tablespoons of melted butter, because who doesn't love butter? Just pour a little butter over the top. It's going to give it a nice, crunchy, delicious top. Almost like a streusel sort of deal. Alright, got our butter. And now it's into the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, or until you see the top get nice and golden brown. If you see that it starts to get too dark or it starts to brown too soon, you can cover it in foil and stick it back in the oven. That way it won't burn. So into the oven, 45 minutes to an hour. Alright, so it's done. It is nice and golden brown. It is nice and crispy on the top, and we are ready to serve. Now you could serve this with confectioner's sugar dusted over it, or a sauce if you chose to make that, a dollop of whipped cream. But I like it just how it is. It's got chocolate on the top, it's got the pecans on the top, so I think it is just fine. So let's cut into it, and let's see what we have. This is always the difficult part, the first piece. Alright, let's see what we got. All right. Chocolate. That's really good. You really get the chocolate, the pecans, nice and crunchy on top. You get the banana flavor, the cinnamon, the vanilla. It's really tasty. And that's chocolate banana bread pudding, friends. Enjoy.